Welcome everybody. I really have to get something off my chest. I've been holding this in since 2007. Everyone knows the Transformers film by Michael Bay were a huge blockbuster success and everything. People love the films. But as a Transformers G1 fan, I'm really pissed off. And people always ask me why you didn't like the movie, Will, why you didn't like it. I try not to get into it because they wouldn't understand. They're not a G1 fan like I am. I'm a die-hard G1 animation cartoon fan all the way. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Point blank. I'm going to show you guys some of my collection. I even started collecting this back in like around 01. This is the Transformers Rhino collection. I probably got like 3 or 4 of the sets of the seasons. I have like part 1 and 2 of both season 1 and 2, and then I think I stopped at season 3 because I was in the army and I got deployed to Kuwait. That's a whole nother story. So I didn't get to finish collecting. They're now out of print, so I don't know if these will ever go up in value. I also have the Japanese version of the Headmasters. As you know, there was also a Master Force. This was never released here in the States on TV or anything. It was never syndicated, but it was pretty popular overseas in Japan and everything. But I have the set. It's not in English, it's subtitles. Some of the character names are different, but because it continues on with G1, I am content with it. It's decent, it's not great, but I still have the set. And then, not too long ago, Shout Factory reprinted them. So now I got the whole set. Yes, you see it? The whole set of G1, baby. Every single episode, not a single thing missing. So you see my Transformer G1 fanboyism is really high. Then I even got the UK import of the cartoon movie. Yes, Transformers the movie. Huge fan of this. I love this movie. Blu-ray quality ain't great. Those of you here in the States, you may want to import it only if you're a die-hard fan. Maybe if it comes out in the US, they'll upgrade the quality of it on Blu-ray, but it's average. At least I have it on Blu-ray. Got the DVD as well, but no need for DVD anymore. I'm such a huge Blu-ray fan. Then something that came out in the late 90s, Beast Wars. I'm a huge Beast Wars fan. I'm missing the Beast Machine set. I gotta get it. I noticed it's out of print everywhere. You can only buy it from third parties. I'm gonna eventually get it. I'm a huge Beast Machines. I needed to finish with my Beast Wars. Even though Beast Wars is the main one, this is the whole series. You can get this one. I think this was Shout Factory also, so check that out for you Transformers G1 fans. Okay, now we're into the guy who I think ruined something I grew up loving from the 80s. Michael Bay. Got the Transformers 1, 2007. Got Revenge of the Fallen. I'm not going to talk about Fallen yet. We're going to get into that shit. And this is the big screen edition that only Walmart had, which was the IMAX. And then I got the 3D version of Dark of the Moon. So, as you see, I'm a huge Transformers fan. Not a fan of the Michael Bay films. We're about to get into that right now. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the 2007, the first film of Transformers, my first gripe. First of all, I'm only going to talk about the robots. I'm not going to get into the movies, the people, but the first thing that pissed me off about the first Transformers movie is, how are they not the main characters of their own movie? I don't get that. Spike and Sparkplug were not main characters in G1. You know, yeah, they had some pretty good roles on some of their certain episodes and everything, and Spike was with Bumblebee all the time, but what the hell? How are they gonna take over Optimus Prime shine? That just kills me, man. Alright, but let's stay on point here. It's only robots only. That's all I'm gonna stick with. Okay, gripe number 1 about the first film. Devastator. He is not a damn tank. His name was Brawl. What the hell? How the hell did Michael Bay screw that up? Devastator as a tank. As everyone knows in part 2, matter of fact, we'll get into part 2, but in G1, Devastator is all the Constructicons. They build up to be one big ass Transformer. They kick ass, they're the shit. They build everything as far as like their bases and hideouts, all that kind of stuff. So I don't understand, why is Devastator just a tank? His correct name is Brawl. Right, number 2, Bone Crusher. Love Bone Crusher. I don't have a problem with him being in the movie. He had even a dope role. He came out there ice skating in the concrete. He was dope. But you killed him off. So how in part 2 do you have Devastator without Bone Crusher? He is one of the Constructicons. I don't know. I don't get it. Why would you kill off Bone Crusher and then have plans to do Devastator for part 2? That I never understood. Or bring him back to life, do something. I don't get that. Frenzy. I'm cool with some of the changes they did to adapt, putting Frenzy with Barricade. Barricade's cool, even though Barricade was not in the G1 animation, he was part of G1 as far as the action figures and all that kind of stuff. So I'm cool with Barricade being in the movie too. I'm cool with Frenzy, but I don't like that you have Frenzy being coming from Barricade. Everyone knows Frenzy is part of Soundwave, and I'm gonna get into Soundwave a little bit later because he's my favorite Decepticon. I'm really pissed off about that. I'll get into that later. But we're gonna stick with Frenzy. I'm cool with him even being a boombox. He had his good role in the movie and everything, but Frenzy does not belong with Barricade. It kills me that they did that. Okay, film number 2. As we all know, critics ate up film number 2. I'm not going to get too deep into number 2 about the movie. I'm going to try my best to just stick with the robots. And first of all, I got to start off with the twins. Skid and Mudflap. They're not the twins. They are not the real twins. They ruined the film for the diehard fans. I understand you wanted to add comedy and everything, but you could have did it with the real twins. And the real twins to the G1 fans are Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. Those are the 2 real twins. I'm here, check the photo of them. Yeah, those are the real twins. Another gripe that I have with film number 2, as far as Transformers only, the Fallen. Who the hell is he? How is he gonna be over Megatron? And he didn't even seem all that badass to me. Personally, the main villain that should have been over Megatron should have been Unicron. We all know who Unicron is. Unicron is a badass robot that turns into a whole planet. A whole planet. Now how is Optimus Prime gonna beat up a whole planet? See? That's what they should have did. They should have brought Unicron instead of goddamn Fallen, man. The hell with Fallen. Fallen sucks. What was that? G1 fans are pissed off. Then we got Soundwave. Soundwave was a satellite in part 2. I was okay with it. I would have expected more of him being a laptop or something, or an iPad, you know, dealing with modern time, because in G1 he was a boombox, you know what I'm saying? But there's no Rumble, there's no Frenzy, no Laserbeak in part 2, but there was Ravage, so I was cool with that he had Ravage with him and everything, you know. I just don't understand how he was a satellite, and then we're gonna get into part 3. Matter of fact, I'm gonna carry him on over to part 3. But I'm gonna get back to part 2 because I'm missing one more character in part 2. Part 3, he's a car. I don't get how you go from satellite to car. Soundwave was Megatron's most loyal soldier in G1. Most loyal. He died hard with him, and then you just make him a car, and he doesn't even roll with Megatron in the movie. I don't get that. He was always his side soldier, man. Soundwave was so loyal to him, and now you just got him just roaming around, driving Patrick Dempsey from Grey's Anatomy around. What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm gonna stick to the robots only. Back to part 2. I was cool with Willie being in the movie, but he didn't have the same personality. Willie always rhymed in G1. Everything he said had a rhyme scheme to it. He was like kind of like a hidden rapper, a secret message rapper. So why isn't he in this? Or I mean, why wasn't he doing all that stuff, all the rhyme schemes and all that? But okay, now we're gonna just fully move on to part 3. Okay, now on to the Dark of the Moon. A few gripes I had about Dark of the Moon was Dino. Dino, I'm cool with Dino being in the movie, but why call him Dino? Everyone knows him as Mirage in G1, and Mirage was pretty cool. You know, you would think he's here, you would think he's there, you had no idea where he was. It's kind of like a teleporter. He was pretty cool. But as Dino, and then like they always had Dino with Sideswipe. Why isn't Sunstreaker with Sideswipe? The true twins. I don't get it. You're killing me on that, man. And then Shockwave. Oh, I love that Shockwave was in the movie. I just didn't like how he was kind of utilized. They made him a beast, which he should be. But Shockwave was always in Cybertron in G1. So this is a small gripe of mine. You know, he was still pretty cool in the movie, but I kind of wish he would stay in the Cybertron thing and just communicating with Megatron, and they were still doing their thing and all that. You know what I'm saying? But Dark of the Moon didn't have too much. I was cool with RC. I was glad that Dino was in the movie, but I just didn't like his name. I didn't like him riding with Sideswipe and Wheeljack. I was so disappointed with Wheeljack. Even though Wheeljack was a brain, you know, for the Transformer, always fixing things, building new gadgets and tools and toys and weapons for them, they made him real soft in this movie. He died just like that. Like, sorry, spoiler alert. But other than that, man, I wasn't fond of the humans being the main characters. I told you guys I didn't want to comment on that. I'm not gonna really talk about the movie. I was just specifically talking about the robots. And as a G1 fan, it really irked me some of the mistakes Michael Bay did. He did give some tributes out there, you know, with like Jazz jumping on supposed to be Brawl, which happened in the G1 movie where Cup jumped on Brawl and twisted the tank and everything. That was pretty cool. So there was some tribute, but he made lots of mistakes. Those are the only ones I could think of off the top of the head, but that's why I am not a huge fan of the Michael Bay Transformers film, because I'm such a G1 fanatic. I'm out.